The Trump administration's decisive action against Nicolas Maduro removes a Chinese ally from power and makes the world a safer place, says John Molinar. Joining me now is Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick. He's a combat veteran and a member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, good to have you this morning. Your reaction to all that has taken place. Maduro expected to get arraigned today at 12 p.m.
Well, Happy New Year, Maria. I think what happened was a great signal, a great show of leadership by President Trump, and it really sent three messages to the Western Hemisphere and the world. Number one, the American military is the most competent and extraordinary in the world. This mission was incredibly complex. They carried it out perfectly. No casualties. It was really remarkable. Number two, President Trump means what he says. If he says it, he's not bluffing, and that was the case here. And three, if you're doing things that run counter to America's interests, like a transshipment hub for drugs that are killing kids in Pennsylvania, or supporting our adversaries and being a launch pad for our adversaries like Iran, then beware. And I think that signal went out loud and clear by an extraordinary show of leadership.
Senator, how do you think this action, taking Maduro and his wife out, telling the world that the United States is now running Venezuela and will oversee its oil fields, how does this change your policy priorities in the Senate for 2026?
Well, you know, I think there's a lot more to learn as we go into this next phase, and I suspect the next phase is going to be more challenging than the first phase, as we've learned in the past. But when I hear President Trump say run, here's what I think he's implying. Number one, Venezuela has to stop being a transshipment hub with narco-terrorism, as it has been. That's destroying American families, Pennsylvania families. Number two, it can no longer be a place where Iran can do business. It can no longer be a place that supports Cuba. Number three, there needs to be a reform of the oil industry, the petroleum industry in Venezuela. It has about 17% of the world's reserves, and yet only exports about 1%. And then finally, there has to be a path to democracy where the Venezuelan people can guide their country into the future. Those are really the four goals that I think need to be achieved. And I suspect what's happening now is the Secretary Rubio and the President and others are applying the leverage we have to make sure that there's leadership in Venezuela that can make those four things happen.
Yeah, but you've got a big portfolio already. I mean, the Senate returning to Washington today, the House in session tomorrow, both chambers facing a tight legislative calendar ahead of that January 30th deadline for funding. Lawmakers so far passed only 3 of the required 12 appropriations bills. So you've got 9 bills to be completed to avoid a shutdown. Senator, your thoughts on the near-term priorities?
Well, as you say, Maria, there is a lot to get done. I think there's a path to getting those appropriations packages approved and dealing with the health care challenges. But it's got to be a focus, and we need to do those things in the Congress, and the president obviously needs to be focused on those things too. But I also think it's important to say that what happened in Venezuela is about America first. In the following sense, the president campaigned across Pennsylvania and across the country on stopping the horrible flow of drugs into our communities and killing Pennsylvanians. That was the number one issue, really, the border and the deaths that are caused by these drugs. So this is very much consistent with his agenda, and we need to be able to do both things. And as someone who both campaigned in Pennsylvania and also as someone who served in the 82nd Airborne Division, I think both of these priorities make a lot of sense.
Well, Senator, as I always say to you, thank you so much for your incredible service to our great nation. But look, your colleagues on the left want to clip President Trump's wings. They are talking about this War Powers Act and potentially blocking any further action from President Trump in Venezuela. How is that going to go? When are you expecting that vote?
You know, we're just getting back today, so I'm not sure, but I think it'll be sooner rather than later. But I just want to comment on that. You know, when I was in the military, when I was in the 82nd, President Bush, 41, deployed 27,000 troops to Panama to take out a narco dictator, Manuel Noriega. At that time, there were 23 casualties, sadly, that we lost. It took 10 days to ultimately apprehend an indicted criminal Noriega. And there was not a peep out of the opposition.
Yeah.
In fact, it was a Democratic majority in the House and Senate who supported and endorsed that operation. This is politics. This Venezuelan operation was great for America, supporting America's interest. It was great for the Venezuelan people, and the Democrats need to stop playing politics with something so serious.
And real quick, from your standpoint on the Foreign Affairs Committee, Senator, what kind of a message does this send to our adversaries like China, Russia, and Iran?
Well, you know, I always like the fact that President Trump starts with the goal being peace, the goal being stability. And I think what this shows, in pursuit of America's interest, in pursuit of peace, that the American leadership, President Trump, his administration, is willing to apply the most magnificent military force in history in pursuit of America's interest, and that the president means what he says when he says it.
Yeah.
And I think that message is loud and clear. It's happened over and over again. It happened with Iran. It's now happened with Venezuela. I think the message is loud and clear across the world. America's going to fight to support its interest, and I think that's what the American people expect.
All right, Senator, we'll be watching your work, certainly, in all of this. Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Senator Dave McCormick joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.